everybody here today on Clean Buses press conference. And I'd like to welcome the Worcester Technical High School and Lincoln Street students and their advisors and the Environmental Technology Program team here. Do you have a great bus ride? Great. Well, good afternoon. I want to thank you all for being here today. I'd also like to thank the Environmental Protection Agency for working with our office and the office of those who are standing with us here today for their work in organizing this press conference. And I want to recognize Senator Ed Markey, Senator Elizabeth Warren, of course, Congressman Jim McGovern. We have some of our other elected officials here. We have Senator Robin Kennedy, Senator Michael Moore, State Rep David LaBeouf, Ken Bergeron from Jim O'Day's office is with us today. And from the school committee, who did a lot of work on this, we have school committee members Molly McCullough, Sue Mailman, Diana Biancaria, and Kathy Roy. And of course, we want to thank all our state people here with us today and federal partners here for being here. And I'm thrilled that the city of Worcester will be adding 15 American-made, all-electric buses to the Worcester Public Schools in 2026. Following the $5.8 million award from a larger $33.3 million allocation, we will be pursuing support to receive funding to further invest in the school bus charging infrastructure, and we hope that all this electric fleet will not be the last. Reducing air pollution and fighting the climate crisis are in alignment with our goals as a city of our Green Worcester plan. And I believe that our scholars deserve an environmentally cognizant ride to school in conditions that are healthier than when I rode the bus in my youth, which was only a few years ago. I can credit the success to many reasons, namely those who are here today. The ongoing collaboration between our local leadership, our state delegation, our federal delegation, and agencies, partners, ensures that we all be working together to make opportunities happen. This funding came from the bipartisan infrastructure deal, which includes Clean School Bus Program. For not for the Biden-Harris administration, Senators Markey and Warren and Jim McGovern would not have this resource. So I want to thank you. We invest in the city at each level of government. We make sure that these investments trickle down to our residents. These buses mean more than an efficient ride. We can only choose to have our electric buses because we do our transportation in-house. So I want to thank everybody involved with that, from Rachel Monterez and Eric Batista, our city manager and school superintendent. And choosing taking a chance and investing in our transportation from within has been a monumental success, and having Superintendent Rachel Monterez, along with Brian Allen, our school deputy superintendent, and Mike Freeman, who runs our transportation department, with them at the help, has continued to advance our success in our scholars, starting from the commute into school and ending when they are brought home. You know, and Mr. Allen has been a very big leader on this going back several years. And his vision on this in the future will have overhead canopies in this parking lot for solar energy. So, furthermore, the Worcester Public Schools relationship with Mass Hire to train bus drivers helps us hire members of the community and keep prosperity going here in the city of Worcester. This is Worcester, and this is what we do. I look forward to our continued partnership with our friends and colleagues here as we continue to aim for the reduction of our carbon footprint and provide better quality transportation for our scholars. Thank you. Now I'd like to invite up our city manager, Batista, to come up to speak. The manager has played an important part in the application process and has been a champion for our city. A fellow Worcester Public School alum himself, he recognizes the significance of this award and will be instrumental in ensuring that our city can continue to support this endeavor. So, city manager. Oh, there you are.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And let's give a real round of applause for our kids, right? Our students. Yes. Woo! Yes. So So good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. It's a little colder, but it's actually not too bad for March. We're actually doing pretty good. And I want to congratulate the Worcester Public Schools as they prepare these new electric buses to their fleet, thanks to the EPA's Clean School Bus Grant Program. I know that electrification has been a long priority of Superintendent Monarez and her administration and the school committee. So thank you for your leadership in getting this done. It is also another example of Worcester leading the way on climate change, resilience, and sustainability. And it furthers the goals of the Green Worcester Plan, under which we aim to electrify our overall municipal fleet of vehicles. Transportation is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, so that electric buses will reduce our carbon footprint, mitigating the impact of climate change and saving taxpayers money in the long run. Furthermore, they will also go towards improving Worcester's air quality for the city overall and critically for our students here who ride the bus and are most vulnerable to air pollution, including risk of asthma, cognitive impairment. I would like to thank the EPA for selecting Worcester. Thank you. As one of the recipients of this grant funding, which is critical for municipalities to overcome cost barriers to purchasing electric vehicles. And I myself have an electric vehicle, so I love it. I hope this grant and first round of buses paves the way for additional electrification. Thank you to Massachusetts Clean Energy Center for their facilitation and outreach in promoting the EPA's Clean School Bus program across the Commonwealth. While Worcester is proud to be a grant recipient, we know it takes a collective effort by cities and towns to prioritize clean transportation and make transformative change. And again, transformative change. I want to express sincere gratitude to Senator Warren, Senator Markey, and Congressman McGovern. Unbelievable leadership that we have at the federal level for strongly advocating for this funding and for recognizing the importance of electric buses in improving our air quality for our school children and community as a whole. And again, thank you to Superintendent Monarez and her leadership, a strong leadership we have here in the Worcester Public Schools, and congratulations to all the Worcester Public School students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Now let's bring our federal delegation up, who's been a great friend of the city of Worcester, and I appreciate everything you've done for us. So I want to introduce Senator Warren, who's the original co-sponsor of the Green New Deal resolution. She's a champion for a greener country, starting here in Massachusetts. I am pleased to introduce Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Thank you. So, thank you, Mayor Petty. Hello, school bus riders. You're the reason we are here. I am so glad to be here to celebrate this investment. I am especially honored to be here with my federal partners, Senator Ed Markey, the best partner anyone could ask for in the United States Senate, and Congressman McGovern, who does the most work on behalf of Worcester in the entire area. An amazing man. Mayor Petty, Regional Administrator Cash, Superintendent Monarez, and Commissioner Heibel, I am grateful to all of you for the work you do every day. It's so important. So I just want to say what an achievement this is. By working hand in hand as federal, state, and local partners, we were able to get $34 million for the Commonwealth to bring in 85 clean school buses through the EPA's Clean School Bus program. And that's only counting this year's announcement. Combined with our previous round of funding, we are now up to $64 million in new money for electric school buses right here in Massachusetts. And by the way, not to put too fine a point on it, but $5.8 million came directly right here to Worcester for these school buses. 15 new school buses here in Worcester. I want to give a big shout out to the Biden-Harris administration. This award was made possible by their Investing in America program. Now, my partners and I fought hard to ensure that this historic investment was included in the bipartisan infrastructure law, and the President of the United States was there every step of the way. Most of our school buses in the Commonwealth and all across America still run on diesel, and they spew carbon dioxide into the air and dangerous particulates into the air. particulates that affect the health of our most vulnerable population, our children. And while our children are waiting to board the school bus or getting on the school buses, you shouldn't be breathing in that toxic air. And thanks to this kind of grant, those days of breathing in all that carbon dioxide and particulates while you're waiting for the bus, those days are coming to an end. These buses also help create good paying jobs, and they tackle the climate crisis at the same time. Plus, these buses will help school districts save taxpayer dollars. Electric school buses need less maintenance than diesel buses, and because these school buses each one comes with a grant to buy electric charging stations as well, it means that the districts are going to save a lot of money on both the maintenance and the operation of these school buses going forward. So this is a win-win-win, or however many times we can count those wins. Electric school buses are an important investment in our students' future and a win on every level. A win for school districts, a win for our climate, and a win for the next generation. We're here for all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Petty. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. I remember several years ago, the senator telling me, Mr. Mayor, you got to pay attention, make sure you get these electric school buses, and I do appreciate that. Our next speaker, Senator Markey. Before the nation turns attention to the environment and climate crisis, Senator Markey brought this issue to the forefront. Two important things to note are the Inflation Reduction Act is the largest climate bill in our country's history, and much of the language in this piece of legislation comes from Senator Markey himself. I appreciate the work the Senator has done and what he continues to do for the country and for Worcester. It's my pleasure to introduce Senator Markey. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for your visionary leadership. Thank you to all of the leaders from Worcester who are here today. Senator Kennedy, to Senator Moore, to Representative LaBeouf, to City Manager. Thank you for all of your great leadership in making all of this possible here today. To David Cash, for all the great work you do at the EPA on an ongoing basis, to Bonnie Heipel at the Mass Department of Environmental Protection, and Superintendent Manyaras, thank you for your team, everyone in the city who has played a role in making all of this possible. And so I'm here today with Senator Warren, and Senator Warren believes in the all-electric future. In fact, Senator Warren believes that when we're heading for the future, it's all electric, no brakes. We're just moving. And that's her message. It's that we just have to transform this country. And although young people are only 20% of our population, 100% of our future. And so that's what Senator Warren talks about on an ongoing basis. And thank you to Jim McGovern. Jim McGovern and this incredible Worcester team has transformed this community over the last 20 years. And this is just one more step in this historic transformation that not only has made Worcester more prosperous, but made it more diverse, more inclusive, and pointing towards the future of the 21st century. And every day on the floor of the House of Representatives, Jim McGovern is there, the voice of Worcester, fighting for your future. So I just want to let you know what an honor it is for Senator Warren and I to be able to work with him. You know, when I was a boy, the song was Magic Bus, Magic Bus, and that's what just pulled up here today, a magic bus. No oil, no gas, no diesel, all electric, wind, solar, batteries, a magic bus for the 21st century. And Worcester is going to be receiving 15 of them. And it's just a down payment on the future that is going to unfold here. And these buses are made by UAW union workers who are going to be the ones making these buses in our country. And that's the goal. The goal is to make sure that students are going to be doing more learning as the city of Worcester does less fossil fuel burning with kids who are riding. And those investments are on top of, as Senator Warren said, the investments that have already been made, but they're going to be top of the class moving towards a cleaner and greener future for everyone. One new electric bus on the road is the same as taking 2.5 diesel buses off of the road. That's a good lesson in math and science, that young people are right. Young people are leading us. We have to move towards a fossil fuel-free future, because by electrifying our cars, our buses, our transit, we can break free from fossil fuels and curb the growing climate change problem that young people are going to have to confront. And the climate crisis has become worse, but the solutions have become more affordable. That's what we're celebrating here today. Electric buses are no longer some fantastical future. It's now parked right in front of us. And it's ready to go, ready to take off, ready to deliver kids to schools every single day without any pollution going up into the atmosphere. And the goal of this is to make sure that that the transportation system serves those kids that come from maybe a little bit poorer backgrounds, that don't have all the advantages of the suburbs. But that's what this program's all about. It's to make sure that those kids, black, brown, immigrant kids, that they're on these buses, that they're able to be a part of the future. And like secondhand smoke, these kids didn't cause it, but their health is central, and we have to give up fossil fuels so that young people are not breathing the fumes of the past into their lungs, into their systems. So every day, we know that carcinogens would otherwise be coming out of these buses. A bus ride to school should be filled with laughter and not pollution. That's what we're celebrating here today in Worcester. We are going to drive down emissions, save thousands of dollars over the life expectancy of these buses. And Senator Warren and I, we just had an incredible conversation just last week. Her obsession with electric buses, talking extensively about this and the need for us to move ever more rapidly towards the future. So we thank the city of Worcester for being a leader and for making a promise that they're going to do even more in the future in order to transform the lives of all the kids who are here. So you kids are the leaders. Keep the pressure on so that the system delivers a clean energy future for you. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for everything you do for Worcester. Our next speaker, Congressman McGovern, and we are so fortunate to have a Worcester guy championing for us here in the House of Representatives, someone who understands the impact that humans have on this planet. I'd like to invite up Congressman Jim McGovern.
Well, thank you very much, and let me thank the mayor, Joe Petty, for all that he does for this city, and let me thank everybody who's already been acknowledged at the state and federal and local level, and representatives of our environmental organizations and our labor organizations. And let me thank the students for being here today. This is a huge deal. Clean buses are a win for our community. They're a win for our students, for our country, and for our planet. Once these buses are in service, Worcester students, you guys here, are going to be riding to and from school, and at the same time, you'll be improving air quality in our neighborhoods. And you'll be riding on buses that are much more affordable for the city, because clean buses need much less energy and have much lower costs to maintain. So this is not just great for our city. This is part of a bigger picture of climate action taking place all across the country. And I am proud that Worcester is stepping up here and taking a leadership role. So this is what it means to invest in our communities. Senator Warren and Senator Markey and I fought hard for this infrastructure bill. And we said that if we passed it, that you would be able to notice a difference in our communities. That's what we're announcing today. This is what it means for us to set ambitious goals for the change that we want to see, and then working together to make sure that that change happens. This is real. You know, we have turned the page on climate leadership in this country. We have an EPA, I want to thank David Cash, but we have an EPA that is doing their job and trying to stop pollution and improve air quality. And Worcester is showing the whole country that the best way to secure a livable world for our kids is to make choices that improve their lives today. And the bottom line is that parents around this city can know that when their kids get on the bus, it's good for the students, it's good for the students' health and their learning potential, and it is good for their neighborhood. And it is also good for protecting the future of this planet, which I know is something that all of you care deeply about. So I want to thank President Biden for getting the bipartisan infrastructure law over the finish line 2 years ago. You know, Senator Warren and Senator Markey and I are here to announce these funds, and we actually voted for the bill. There are people announcing all the good things in this bill around the country who voted against the bill. I want to say thank you to Worcester, to the mayor, to our incredible superintendent who is doing an amazing job, for your leadership. And last but not least, I want to say thank you to all the students who have pushed for clean energy and a sustainable future. You give me hope, and I'm proud to be wind at your back as we fight for the future of this planet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman McGovern. And our federal delegation, thank you so much for everything you do. Now we're going to turn to the state delegation. I'm going to welcome State Representative David LaBeouf to speak for our state delegation and say a few words. There was also filed legislation in the House for electric buses.
Yes, thank you. No, thank you, everyone. And, you know, this is such a wonderful thing to see, because I actually remember a year ago, Senator Warren called me on my birthday, and this was actually the topic we talked about, was the program to make sure that the communities in my district were applying for funding to get electric buses. And it's such a privilege to be here announcing this program here in Worcester. You know, our community, like Springfield and some other communities in Massachusetts, have had some of the highest rates of asthma in the country. And in my district in particular, we've had some of those communities that are disproportionately affected because of some environmental carcinogens. And so filing the legislation, we do have some legislation in the state level moving that would look at electrification and setting reasonable deadlines on school buses, regional transit authorities, and the public commuter rail. And so just want to let our federal delegation know that you have allies at the state level, and that it's great to have a wonderful partnership with you here. And so I just want to express my sincere thank you, you know, on behalf of the entire delegation, Senator Kennedy and Senator Moore, who are here, the Dean of the delegation, Jim O'Day, who we are in his district, and unfortunately he was unable to make it because of a leadership conflict he had. But really just want to say that embracing electrification is about the future, and not just about our public health and decarbonization, but also the ability to really make Worcester a hub of innovation like we always were. And having this here and sending this message and continuing to work forward to incorporate this with vocational training, with registered apprenticeship programs, with collaboration between our organized labor, municipal government, and the environmentalist community. It's just a wonderful thing, and I don't think I've been excited about seeing a bus since Miss Frizzle was on PBS with the Magic School Bus, which sadly probably none of you in the audience even get that reference, which means I'm showing my age also. But thank you, everyone.
Very nice, David. Thank you for being here. Our next speaker, we're going to introduce Mass DEP Commissioner Bonnie Heupel, was appointed to lead the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection. She served in practice of environmental and energy law. To say that a greener community is her passion is an understatement. Please welcome Commissioner Bonnie Heupel.
Thank you, Mayor Petty. Thanks to the superintendent, the whole Worcester Public School team, particularly the students, for hosting us here today. I want to acknowledge a few of my Mass DEP colleagues who are here as well. From our Central Regional Office right here in Worcester, we have Amy Sullivan, our Environmental Justice Coordinator, who's terrific. And very relevant to our reason for gathering today, Haiti Janik, who is our Transportation Program Chief, so as well. So I'm excited to be here on behalf of the Healy Driscoll administration, celebrating these brand new electric school buses, both here in Worcester and in New Bedford and Fall River as well. We are committed to leading the nation in combating climate change, and electrifying the transportation sector is critical to that effort. Mass DEP is grateful for the strong partnership we have with our federal team at EPA, led by Administrator Cash. Thank you to the Region 1 team who put this whole event together. We appreciate it. And we are equally grateful, of course, to our congressional delegation for their tenacious efforts to bring this federal funding home to Massachusetts, including through this Clean School Bus program. So thank you, Senators Warren, Markey, and Congressman McGovern. The once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-generation funding that's available through the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and Inflation Reduction Act is helping Massachusetts fast-track our efforts to fight climate change. The clean electric buses that we're celebrating today represent an investment in the planet, represent an investment in the city of Worcester, and represent an investment in the students and your families. Older diesel-fueled school buses not only pollute our air and contribute to climate change, but also directly impact some of our most vulnerable residents, children. And Senator Warren and I must have had the same image in mind of, students gathered round at the end of the day, waiting for school buses to pick you up and directly breathing in some of these diesel fume and particulate matter that really, as resilient as you all are out here in shirt sleeves today, you should not be resilient when there's a direct solution to help make that air cleaner. These new buses will take those older, more polluting buses off the road, improving our air quality and demonstrating to the next generation that we're taking every step we can to invest in your future. In addition to competing for federal funding, Massachusetts is doing our part. In 2023, the Healy Driscoll administration made $11.5 million available to electrify heavy-duty vehicles and help reduce emissions across the state. That funding includes $7.5 million from the lawsuit against Volkswagen for its vehicle emissions cheating scandal. Mass DEP is also investing those VW funds in EV charging infrastructure. In 2023, we put more than $2.3 million to use in charging stations in public spaces, workplaces, multi-unit buildings, and school campuses. I have to say, I always find it very satisfying to use money from folks who are trying to cheat our air quality requirements to directly improve air quality conditions. Ultimately, the shift to cleaner vehicles will improve our air, improve public health, and position us to achieve the Commonwealth's very ambitious climate goals. We have much to do, much work remaining to reduce air emissions from the transportation sector in particular, but with the strong commitment of all of you, and both federal and state levels as well. Of course, the local level is key to all of this. You have been the most forward-thinking here in Worcester in investing, and you got the tip-off, it sounded like, to keep an eye out for this funding, and here it is. So hats off to all of you for competing for that and putting it to work right here in the city. Congratulations to all involved for making this a reality. We truly value your partnership and your leadership to improve both the environment and public health. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And our next speaker is going to be Superintendent Rachel Monterez. Our superintendent has made an incredible difference in the advancement of our Worcester Public Schools and our scholars. And I feel so fortunate to have her on my side as we continue a great school year. I'd like to now call up Dr. Rachel Monterez.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. And scholars, I promise we're almost done. I know you're really, really cold. So I want to thank our federal officials for really looking out for Worcester, Senator Warren, Markey, and Representative McGovern, to David Cash, to Bonnie Heapley, of course, Mayor Petty, City Manager Batista, our elected officials, including our school committee, our transportation staff in Worcester Public Schools. If you can just give a huge Yes, because you are instrumental in all of this. And of course, the scholars here from Worcester Technical High School and Lincoln Street Elementary School. Yes, round of applause for all of you. So here in Worcester Public Schools, we're excited to jump on board and merge into the fast lane of electrical vehicles. It was inspiring to watch our scholars take their first ride on the electric bus, and I asked both Ella and Victoria sitting next to me, what was it like? And they said it was very smooth, not bumpy at all, and very quiet. So that's a great way to start your day, and it's a great way to end your day as you make your way into your schools each and every day. We know that the benefits to our economy, our health, our environment, and our community are tremendous. And you know, our youth have known that the importance of clean energy and what that is, they've really been waiting for us to catch up with them. So this is a way that we're starting to catch up. I'm proud that the Worcester Public Schools is once again leading the way in transforming school transportation. With the support of our school committee, our city council, our city manager Batista, last year we were able to open our first year operating, or able to begin our first year operating our own school bus in-house party and not relying on a third-party contractor. That has made a huge difference. Not only did we save $3.5 million for our families and our community, but the complaints from our parents dropped 76%. Huge for our families. And so now, because we're able to control our own destiny when it comes to transportation, that's what this lovely bus yard is here, we're able to take a major step forward with the purchase of electric buses. And thanks to these grants from the EPA and CEC, we will not only purchase 15 electric school buses for the school year 26, but we will also fund the installation of electric charging stations here at our own bus yard. And I know that the scholars of Worcester Public Schools will be the ones that will keep pushing us and helping us to get better in that area. These charging stations will have the capacity to power not just the 15 buses that we will purchase, but a larger number of electric buses that we intend to purchase in the future. And we know that the cost of electric buses initially is higher than the gas-powered buses now. But the cost of not taking action is even greater, and it is the children sitting in front of us today that reminds us of that. In addition to the purchase costs continuing to come down and the electric buses being easier and less costly to maintain our gas-fueled buses. And so those are some of the reasons why electric energy is so important to Worcester. It's important that we are on the forefront of this global effort, training our staff now and laying the foundation for years to come. In addition to the obvious environmental and health benefits, which are tremendous, we've already heard some, electric buses are a major contributor to our regional economy. As we bring these buses online, we will build our own already strong partnership with MassHire. Just in the last 18 months, the agency has worked with us to recruit, hire, and pay training for 72 new bus drivers in the Worcester Public Schools. And many of them are our families and our recent arrivals to the United States. So we're very, very happy to be working in collaboration with MassHire. Our bus drivers, they're a unique, diverse group of individuals who play a crucial role in the daily school's operation. They're often the first and the last adult who sees our scholars each and every day, and they contribute to the overall school culture and climate. A smiling face is what we want our children to see when they come on the school bus, and we want them to be greeted with the loving, open arms at the end of the day. And to close, I would like to thank again everyone involved in this tremendous effort. It's truly a major shift in how we operate transportation on both a practical and a philosophical level. We cannot do this alone. Our slogan for Worcester Public Schools is, "From here, anywhere, together," and I could not think of a more fitting statement right now. We're taking this ride together to help reduce our carbon footprint, provide high-quality transportation, and a better future for our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Monterez, and thank you for everything you've done. And in this case, you know, Dr. Monterez is from California, so that's why she wants to get out of here pretty quick. But our next speaker is one of our scholars from Worcester Technical High School, who's in our environmental technology program here in the city of Worcester, a place where President Obama has spoken at graduation. Please welcome up Ella Mason along with Victoria.
Good afternoon. My name is Ella Mason, and this is Victoria Vasquez, and we are both seniors in the Environmental Science program at Worcester Technical High School. I couldn't be more proud of Worcester for setting the precedent and committing to making our city a better place. I recognize the need to model and take steps towards this change, because nothing in our communities will change unless leaders model and take the steps towards it. The implementation of this project will show thousands of students the possibilities and wonders hidden in renewable energy. The hope to combat against the current climate change happening in our world, all while allowing them to be an active participant. Our generation wants to be a part of the change, and I believe I speak for all of us when I say that we are more than excited to be a part of it. Climate change exists in our lives on a day-to-day basis, from the lack of snow this year to the flowers that bloom earlier every year. Last summer, we even hit a record for the hottest September 7th on record. In reducing carbon emissions that are released into the environment, we will be able to give Earth a fighting chance to recover. I'm proud to be a student in Worcester so that we can show other towns and cities all over the country what change can be. We all need to take steps to make the world a better place, and I'm more than happy to be a part of this first step. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Victoria. Much appreciated. Our next speaker is going to be EPA New England Regional Manager, Dr. David Cash. And I want to welcome back Dr. Cash to the City of Worcester again. Lifelong public servant with a dedication to environmental justice. He now oversees 6 states and 10 tribal nations. I'd like to welcome the Environmental Protection Agency's New England Regional Manager, Dr. David Cash. Always a pleasure.
That's great. Oh my goodness, let's give it up for Ella and Victoria. Let's give it up for you awesome students here. I know I'm the last speaker and it's cold out, so I'm just going to summarize some points here. First of all, grateful for the incredible partnership. I don't want to name everybody, but it's just from the federal delegation to the state delegation to the city to the state agencies. Just incredible. I do want to give a shout out to our EPA colleagues, because for those of you who get big grants like this, it's folks in our office who are reviewing the grants, comparing, making sure you're hitting criteria. And I just want to give a shout out to B. Pickett and Julie Sullivan and Josh Dibble from our team. Raise your hands over there. Awesome. Okay, so here's how we're going to summarize this. I think the senator said it great earlier today in terms of wins. You know, we're investing in America, we're investing in communities, we're investing in Worcester, we're investing in our children. And, you know, I've been in the environmental field for decades, and many people frame it as win-lose situations, and that's just not true. Investments in protecting our environment are investments in our communities, in the economy, in business, in workers. So I've just been sitting here hearing all the wins. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start listing them, and every time I say one that you think is a win, I want to hear everybody yell, win. All right? Okay, ready? Here, we're going to practice. Ready? Here's one of the wins I heard. Cleaner air. Win. I think we could be a little bit more excited than that. Okay, ready? Cleaner air in disadvantaged communities. Win. Fewer asthma attacks and trips to the emergency room. Win. Less heart disease and cancer. Win. Parents not worrying when their kids are standing at the bus stop or sitting in the bus. Win. This takes on the climate crisis. Win. This grows clean energy jobs here at home. Win. This grows union jobs. Win. This drives technology innovation. Win. This trains students in Worcester and other districts with a clean energy future. Win. This saves school districts money. Win. Bus drivers love them. Win. Finally, this is investing in clean school buses, is investing in America. Win. Awesome, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks for the partnership.